You did what? My voice broke as I glared at Vanessa across the kitchen counter, my stomach churning like I'd been punched. She didn't even blink, her polished nails clicking against her coffee mug, her face serene like she was discussing the weather. I used it for Ethan's wedding, she said with a shrug. It's family money, Sophie. You'll move on. Family money? I choked out, my voice spiking. That was my money. I worked 2 years bussing tables to save for college, Vanessa. You said you'd invest it. Her eyes hardened, but her tone stayed cool. And I did invest it in something that mattered.
Ethan's wedding was important.
Ethan, her son, my stepbrother, didn't even glance up from his phone. As if his lavish wedding, with its over-the-top venue and flowers that probably cost more than my tuition, was worth more than my dreams. My blood boiled, but before I could fire back, my dad shuffled in, coffee in hand. What's all this noise? He asked, looking between us. Ask Vanessa, I snapped. She spent my college fund on Ethan's wedding. My name's Sophie Carter. I'm 19, and I've spent years living in the shadow of my stepmother's priorities. That moment, Vanessa's betrayal didn't just steal my savings, it stole my trust. This is a story of fighting for what's yours, when no one else will, of finding your voice in a family that tries to silence you. Stick with me, because if you've ever been pushed aside, you'll feel every step of this. And the ending will show you what it means to take back your future. I was 10 when Mom died, leaving a hole that never quite filled. Dad remarried when I was 12, and Vanessa swept into our lives like she owned the place. From the start, her focus was Ethan, her golden boy, and herself. I was the extra acknowledged at dinner but never prioritized. Still, I had a dream. Nursing school, a goal Mom and I shared. At 16, I got a waitressing job, saving every tip, every late-night shift's pay for college. By 19, I had $8,000, my ticket to a future I could build. Vanessa, always preaching about smart money moves, offered to invest it. I'll grow it for you, she said, all smiles. I trusted her. I was naive. That morning in the kitchen, her casual admission shattered me. Dad, I said, voice shaking. She said she'd invest it, but she spent it all on Ethan's wedding. He scratched his neck, uneasy. Dad hated conflict, and Vanessa knew it. I'm sure it's a mix-up, he mumbled. I'll talk to her. A mix-up? I cried. She admitted it. She doesn't even think she's wrong, he muttered. About work, and slipped upstairs, leaving me alone with the sting of his inaction. Vanessa had stolen my future, and Dad was too timid to face her. That night, lying in bed, anger turned to resolve. If no one else would fight for me, I would. My money, my dream, my fight. The next day, I found a lawyer's number on a community board at the library. Can I get my money back? I asked. Spilling the story, Mr. Hayes, calm and steady, said, if you can prove it was yours and she used it without permission, you've got a case. But court's tough. You ready? I swallowed hard. Suing my stepmother felt like declaring war on my family, but what was the alternative? Let her win. Yes, I said. I'm ready. When I told Dad about the lawsuit, his face fell. Sophie, really, he said, pacing. This'll tear us apart. She already did that, I shot back. She stole from me, Dad. This is about what's right. He sighed, defeated, but Vanessa stormed in, eyes blazing. So you're dragging us to court over a few bucks, she sneered. Real classy, Sophie. It's my future, I said, trembling but firm. You don't get to take that, she smirked. Go ahead, kid. You won't win. Her confidence fueled my fire. She thought I'd back down, but she'd misjudged me. Filing the lawsuit was like stepping into a storm. I wasn't just fighting. Vanessa, I was shaking the fragile balance of our home. Dad withdrew, spending hours in his garage, avoiding me. Vanessa turned nasty, leaving notes on the fridge. Better luck saving next time. Or muttering jabs when we passed. I ignored her, focusing on my case. Mr. Hayes helped me gather proof. Bank statements, pay stubs, a handwritten note I'd given Vanessa asking her to invest the money. It's not airtight, he said, but it's strong. I'll subpoena her accounts. If she spent it on the wedding, it'll show. The 3 months before the trial were a gauntlet. Dad's silence hurt almost as much as Vanessa's taunts. "You sure about this?" he asked one night, hovering in my doorway. Vanessa's livid. "She's livid because she's caught," I said, not looking up from my laptop. "She doesn't matter, Sophie. Family does." I met his eyes. Anger flaring. "She decided I wasn't family when she took my money. This is on her." He left without a word, and I felt the weight of his disappointment. But I wouldn't waver. My best friend Mia became my rock. "You're doing what's right," she said over late-night coffee runs. "She can't get away with this." "What if I lose?" I asked, fear creeping in. "What if the judge picks her?" "You won't," Mia said. "And even if you do, you're showing you're not invisible. That's huge." Her words kept me steady when doubt hit hard.
This
Wasn't just about the $8,000. It was about my voice, my worth refusing to be erased. As the trial neared, Mr. Hayes uncovered a bombshell. Vanessa's financial records showed more than the wedding spend. For years, she'd siphoned money from Dad's accounts into a personal one, funding designer bags, spa trips, things Dad never knew about. "This isn't just your case anymore," Mr. Hayes said. "It's fraud. If we show this, it's a slam dunk, but it'll hit your dad hard." I agonized over it. Exposing Vanessa would crush Dad, but hiding the truth felt like betraying myself. "He needs to know," I told Mia the night before the trial. "He's been blind too long." She nodded. "You're not just saving yourself, you're saving him." Trial day felt like walking into a lion's den. The courtroom was cold. Vanessa sat across from me, polished and smug, her lawyer murmuring in her ear. Dad sat beside her, eyes down, tense. I clutched my folder of evidence, heart pounding. Mr. Hayes laid out my case, my bank statements, the note, Vanessa's wedding expenses. Then came the kicker, her secret account, the years of theft. "The defendant not only misused my client's savings," he said, "but engaged in a pattern of financial deceit." The courtroom hushed as records flashed on the screen. Withdrawals, luxury purchases, lies. Dad's face went ashen, his hands gripping the bench. Vanessa's cool mask slipped, her eyes darting. Her lawyer argued I'd gifted the money. But the judge wasn't buying it. When I took the stand, I looked straight at her. "That $8,000 was my future," I said, voice steady despite the knot in my throat. I trusted Vanessa to protect it. She chose herself instead. "This isn't just about money, it's about justice." As I stepped down, Mia gave me a nod from the back. I'd said my piece. Vanessa's testimony was a masterclass in deflection. "I thought it was for the family," she said, voice smooth. "Ethan's wedding was a priority," the judge cut in sharp. "You called it an investment from Miss Carter, then spent it on your son, and these other withdrawals, explain those." Vanessa stammered, her poise crumbling. It was for family needs." "Enough," the judge said, waving the records. "This is theft, plain and simple." When the judge delivered the verdict, my breath caught. "I rule in favor of Miss Carter," she said. "Mrs. Reynolds must repay the $8,000 with interest within 60 days. I also recommend a full audit of her finances for further misconduct." Relief flooded me, tears pricking my eyes. Vanessa's face was stone, her lips a tight line. Dad's head was in his hands, broken. As we left, Vanessa hissed, "You'll pay for this, Sophie." I met her gaze, unflinching. "No, Vanessa, you will." Dad caught me in the hall, voice raw. "I didn't know," he said. "I swear, I didn't. You didn't want to know," I said, not cruelly. "You let her run over me. That's on you."
He nodded, tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry, Sophie."
"I failed you. It wasn't the apology I dreamed of, but it was real." For the first time, I saw him as a man facing his mistakes, not just my avoidant dad. "You can do better," I sighed. "Start now." Outside, the sun was bright, the weight of the trial lifting. Mia's text buzzed. "You nailed it. Drinks on me." I smiled, typing back, "You're on." The $8,000 was mine again, but the real win was bigger. I'd reclaimed my strength, my voice. Vanessa's reign was over, and Dad's blind trust was shattered. The days after were strange. Vanessa came home silent and cold, her power gone. A week later, she moved out, leaving a note, "Send my things." Dad didn't fight it, and the house felt lighter, like we could breathe. Ethan stayed quiet, no apology, no acknowledgement. I didn't need it. His silence was his problem, not mine. Dad was different, haunted, but trying. One night he found me sorting college applications. "She lied to me," he said, staring at Vanessa's old bank statements. "All this time." "I know," I said softly. "But you let her hurt me, Dad. That's what stings." He nodded, eyes wet. "I should have protected you. I'll do better." It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. I threw myself into college plans, the $8,000 my foundation. I researched nursing programs, budgeted every cent, felt hope bloom. "I want to help," Dad said one evening. "Not to fix this, but to support you." I hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, let's try."
His effort, small as it was, meant something. Months later, I stood outside my dorm, the brick building, a
symbol of my new chapter. Dad helped move me in, fussing over boxes, apologizing for stacking them wrong. For once, his nervousness felt endearing. "You sure you're set?" he asked, lingering. "I'm good," I smiled. "Thanks, Dad."
He hugged me, voice thick. "I'm so proud, Sophie, you earned this."
Those words, simple but real, hit deep. They didn't erase the past, but they built a bridge. College was everything I'd hoped, hard, thrilling, alive. Every lecture, every textbook I bought with my own money was a victory. I wasn't just surviving, I was building. Back home, Dad called weekly, checking in, listening. Vanessa and Ethan faded, their influence shrinking to nothing. I didn't need their approval or their regret. I had me. One weekend, Mia visited and we sat on a campus lawn, sipping bad coffee, laughing. "You're unstoppable," she said, nudging me. "After all that, you're shining." I grinned, her words settling in. The girl who'd been too scared to fight was gone, replaced by someone bold, sure, ready. As I walked to my dorm, campus alive around me, I thought of that kitchen showdown with Vanessa. I'd been betrayed, dismissed, but I'd risen. My future was mine, and I was living it fiercely, fully free.